welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking just one source. It's a single review of a movie called Faraway.
Right.
And our mission is really to unpack this review, see what it tells us about the film, what insights we can pull just from this one perspective.
Exactly. It's like using this specific lens. We get a feel for the movie, sure, but also maybe what this reviewer values and, well, why they think it clicks.
So the movie, again, is Faraway. It's multilingual, directed by Vanessa Jop, and it's streaming on Netflix right now.
Got it.
And this review, it jumps right in acknowledging that, super classic romantic story structure.
Oh, yeah, the whole boy meets girl, they don't get along.
Big mix-up,
Yeah.
then they fall in love. We've all seen it loads of times. The reviewer knows this.
And what's interesting is they point out that even though we've seen this formula, like everywhere, different settings, different actors,
They still watch them.
we still watch them.
Yeah.
And the reviewer has a theory why.
Right. They suggest it's about escapism, seeing exotic places.
And, leads you actually like watching.
Yeah, maybe tapping into that, comfort zone in storytelling.
Could be. It suggests that even if the bones are predictable, the right elements can make it work. So let's get into the story this review lays out.
Okay. The main character is Zeynep. The review describes her as a middle-aged Turkish-German woman.
And her situation at the start sounds, well, pretty rough, according to this review.
Yeah, she's about to bury her mother, and she's pretty convinced her husband, who's a chef, is cheating with a younger colleague. So, yeah, heavy stuff.
Definitely. And the catalyst, the thing that pushes her, happens on the day of her mother's funeral. The review actually calls it an exasperating series of events.
Oof.
Yeah. And it's right then she decides, okay, I've had enough. And then she finds out her mother owned property somewhere completely different.
Rare.
In Lucia, Croatia.
Okay, Croatia, and that discovery just throws her into what the review calls these dramatic change of lifestyle antics.
Right, antics. Like, the review points out how suddenly public transport is totally different. She ends up on these, uneven country roads surrounded by sheep and goats.
Wow. Okay, so a massive departure from her city life visually and everything.
Sets the scene for a big shift, yeah. And when she gets to this property, well, it's not empty.
Ah, okay. Enter character number 2.
Exactly. Josip, he's already living there, played by Goran Bogdan. And the review makes a point of mentioning his career, calls it illustrious.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Cites things like OTAC, The Last Panthers, even Fargo.
Okay, so he's a well-known, established actor. Got it. And their first meeting. How does the review describe that dynamic?
It's interesting. He's called handsome, but he right away starts asking these probing questions.
Okay. Not just small talk, then.
No. And crucially, he gets simply furious. That's the quote when Zeynep mentioned selling the property, the land, maybe for an Airbnb.
Ooh, okay. So he's clearly got a strong connection to the place. That creates some friction right off the bat.
Yep, there's that initial don't get on part the reviewer mentioned from the classic structure. Now, the reviewer's totally honest here.
How so?
They basically say, look, you'll probably guess where this story is headed.
Right, the romance angle.
Yeah. But then they immediately say that is entirely beside the point.
Okay, that's the interesting part. Why is it beside the point, according to this reviewer?
Well, for them, the predictability doesn't ruin it because of who these characters are.
Ah, okay. Elaborate.
They specifically say the leads are age-appropriate for each other. And this seems important to the reviewer. They are not flawed 20-somethings.
Right. That distinction feels key here.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
They stress these are two characters who have lived and are willing to find something new to live for. Their problems, marriage issues, family, money are called relatable and rooted in reality.
So it grounds that familiar story. It makes their journey feel, I guess, more earned or authentic, maybe.
That seems to be the reviewer's take, yeah. Like they're walking a familiar path, but because these specific people are walking it with their life experience, it adds a layer that makes it worthwhile, even if you sort of know the destination.
Makes sense. And the relationship itself, the romance.
Described as a slow burn romance, the review uses words like sensual yet gentle.
Nice.
And they just flat out say it's a delight to watch unfold.
Okay, high praise. And that delight, is it tied to the actors?
Seems like it, heavily. The review is really glowing about Naomi Kraus, who plays Zeynep, and Goran Bogdan as Josip.
What do they highlight?
They mentioned both have a knack for comedic timing, physical comedy, and throwaway one-liners.
Oh, interesting. So there's humor woven in?
Apparently so.
Hmm?
And what's also noted is a lightness in their performances. The reviewer suggests this isn't maybe what they're always known for.
Ah, so maybe they usually do heavier roles. And here they bring a different energy.
That's the implication, that
Hmm.
they bring this specific charm to something a bit lighter. And for this reviewer, it absolutely works.
How so?
They say, you will find yourself rooting for their romance. Plain and simple. And they pin this mostly on the fact that their chemistry is so authentic.
Chemistry? Okay, that's often make or break in these kinds of films, isn't it?
Absolutely. For this reviewer, it seems like that connection between the leads is just crucial for the film's success.
Let's dig into the specifics on each actor then. What about Kraus as Zeynep?
The reviewer focuses on her irresistible warmth. Said she really draws you in, makes you want her character to find happiness, to transform.
They mention a transformation.
Yeah, described both visually and emotionally. Like she goes from wearing dark clothing and a huddled imposture
Okay.
to wearing summer pastels and having this palpable joie de vivre.
Wow, that's a really vivid description just based on clothes and posture. Captures a whole arc.
It really does. And then for Bogdan, as Josip, the reviewer calls him, get this, the dream for any woman feeling lost or in need of adventure.
High praise indeed, but hopefully not just a fantasy figure.
No, the reviewer is quick to clarify that. They say it doesn't mean he's two-dimensional. They point out his effortless sweetness with Zeynep, but also his real love for his hometown.
Okay, so grounded.
Yeah. And they also mention sensing a wee fire in his belly when he talks about, like, his brother or fighting off developers who want to change the place.
Oh, that we fire detail is great. It suggests depth, right? That there's more going on under the surface. Even in a romantic lead role, he brings more than just charm.
Exactly. The reviewer picked up on layers there.
Okay, so strong leads, great chemistry, relatable issues. What else does the review focus on? You mentioned locations earlier.
Oh, yeah, big time. The visuals, the review calls it a genuinely beautiful film to look at.
Nice.
And they credit the cinematographer, Katharina Buehler, saying she showcased Croatia as a multicolored paradise.
Paradise. Do they give specifics?
They do. Very specific, like whitewashed stone houses with red roofs, pepper the small harbor town, whilst the sea positively sparkles in the sunlight.
Okay, I can picture that. Sounds lovely.
And also the landscape around it is verdant and speckled with rich bursts of hot pink, sunshine yellow, and cornflower blue flowers. Just sounds idyllic.
It really does paint a picture, and I bet the review contrasts that with her old life.
You bet. They deliberately describe her city apartment back home as brown and cream, packed full of paperwork and clutter.
Ah, the visual shorthand for stress and being overwhelmed.
Totally. And the reviewer links this contrast directly to her motivation. They ask, basically, is it any wonder she's only too happy to give it all up for the simple life, as she puts it?
Right, so the setting isn't just pretty. For this reviewer, it's key to understanding why she makes this huge leap. It makes her transformation believable.
Exactly. It's integral to the story they're seeing.
So pulling it all together, what's the reviewer's final verdict? How do they sum up the film?
They call it a lovely, heartwarming watch. They mention the upbeat, pop-laden soundtrack, those lush views again, and of course, the two fantastic leads.
And the bottom line?
The bottom line, according to this review, is it's the perfect film to while away a cozy evening in. Simple as that.
Okay, so after digging into just this one review, what might you, listening, take away from this?
Well, maybe it highlights how even a story structure you've seen before can feel fresh and really connect if the characters feel real, relatable, and the actors sell it.
Yeah, or maybe it underscores how powerful a sense of place can be in a film. Not just a background, but like a real catalyst for someone changing their life.
Or it might just get you thinking about what you look for. Does this reviewer's focus on, say, authentic chemistry or problems that feel real, or those beautiful locations? Does that match what makes a familiar story work for you?
So just to recap, we've spent this time looking at Faraway entirely through the lens of this one specific review, trying to understand what this particular writer saw in it.
And it seems pretty clear that for them, the film nails the basics really well. You've got charming leads, believable issues, that stunning setting, all working together within that comforting classic story frame.
Right. So thinking about Zeynep's big move, leaving it all behind for this simple life in a beautiful but totally new place, and considering how this reviewer focused on those relatable characters and the power of the location, what does this review maybe suggest about why we're still drawn to stories about big life changes and finding connections unexpectedly? Even when we might kind of know how it ends, what stands out to you from this reviewer's perspective?